it. Won't you fill me up till my cup's overflowing? I'm so anxious just to feel the.
Hey T Squad, happy Saturday. It's me, Keisha, and I am going to discuss with you guys today my reaction to Carlos King's interview with Real Housewives of Potomac newbie Jazzy and her fiance Darius Harris. Now, if you do not know, I literally debuted my interview with Darius' ex-girlfriend and the mother of his two sons, Charlissa, on Thursday. Carlos' interview with Jassi and Darius debuted yesterday on his channel. So if you did not get a chance to watch my video, it's up right now. Go and watch that and then come back to this one. A lot of the things that were said in Jassi and Darius's interview with Carlos contradicted a lot of the things that Charlissa told me during our interview, and she even gave me some additional receipts to refute some of the things that were said in their interview. So let's get into it. This will be my last time talking about this, but I just felt as if it was necessary for me to not only give my thoughts and opinions, but to come with some more receipts from the other side. Okay, I first want to address when she said that she and Darius met in 2022 and were just friends. They just talked on the phone and that's what it was. Now, this is what she said on the Real Housewives of Potomac episode 6.
She's told me this story like 8 times, 8 different ways.
I'm enjoying his little bachelor pad, and I look up and I'm like, there's a kid on the wall. That was the first kid. And then by the time we got serious, she was pregnant with the second one, Mia.
Now, you all heard her say she was enjoying his little bachelor pad. She looked up on the wall and see a picture of a kid. That was the first one. And by the time they got serious, she was already pregnant with the second one. The timelines do not add up. First of all, Charlissa told us she got pregnant with their first son in 2020, which means that he was born in 2021, right? Now, Jazzy said that in 2022, when she met him, that they were just cool. They were just friends that whole entire year. They just talked on the phone. It was nothing like that between them. Then she stated in her interview with Carlos that she did not give Darius a chance until January of 2023. That's when they officially started dating. She said that she did not find out verbatim that he had a second child with Charlissa until 2 days prior to the Super Bowl in 2024. So once again, this does not make sense nor add up. Because like she just said in the clip,
enjoying his little bachelor pad, and I look up and I'm like, there's a kid on the wall. That was the first kid. And then by the time we got serious, she was pregnant with the second one, Mia.
Then she further went on to say, when pressed with more questions from the ladies.
So that's kind of close to when you guys got together, right?
So you guys have only been together, what?
A couple years. When he and I were dating, she was about maybe 2 or 3 months pregnant.
So yeah, that part of the story I feel is correct in that she told the truth about, yeah, when she met him, Charlissa was already 2 or 3 months pregnant with their second son. So that meant that you started talking to him and dating him and got serious with him in 2022. Because their second son was born in March of 2023. Now, according to your timeline, you got serious with him in January 2023. That's what you told Carlos. So once again, the lies are not adding up, honey, because they're what? Lies. Then she said that she and Darius didn't become intimate until 2023. Do I personally believe that? No, I don't believe that, because I think that they actually were, according to her, dating, been together for a few years, because I feel as though she's been around for a few years, not according to her timeline of what she gave to Carlos. Because if you go by that timeline, they technically haven't even been together a full year. I personally believe that she met him in 2022, maybe even a little bit before that, and that she was on the low, Or maybe she thought that she was the main one because he is a liar, obviously. And maybe he was playing the both of them this whole entire time. But regardless of whether or not he's been lying to both of them this whole entire time, at least Charlissa decided to back off and back away from it and realize her worth. This girl just sounds like a total pick-me. And Darius said, girl, what does Jesus say? Okay? What would Jesus say? Darius ain't Simon. This ain't Simon Says. Girl, use some common sense. She also said that Darius tried to convince her for a year to come out and see him, but she didn't until January of 2023. Once more, the math ain't mathing because you said on the show to Mia that you were at his little bachelor pad and you looked up and saw a picture of a child. And that by the time y'all got serious, she was already 2 or 3 months pregnant with their second child, which would once again bring the timeline back to 2022. So that means that you had already seen him and visited him at his little bachelor pad in 2022. So once again, you were not telling the truth. She then goes on to tell Carlos that she went out to see him in January 2023. He flew her out to Paris on a vacation, first class, and that immediately she fell in love. And I was very put off by this because, you know, Jazzy carries herself as a woman that has experienced things in life. She seems like she's very cultured. She was a pageant queen. She has her own company and everything like that. Very well spoken. So I was shocked that she was acting like a bird behind him taking her out of the country after a month or so of dating, and says that she immediately fell in love because he spent a little bit of a coin on her. And I'm like, okay, he spent obviously money that he shouldn't have been spending, because just a few months later, when he was not on a team, according to you, he had to break up with you because he had to figure out how he was not only going to feed himself, but his son. So it seems like that, ma'am, he was spending money that he obviously didn't really have like that. So it really wasn't a flex. It was honestly showing you that he's very careless with his money and that the money ain't long like that for real. Because if he was doing what he needed to do financially and setting money aside and setting himself up with investments and things of that nature and a portfolio, during those few months of him not being on a team, he should have still been financially stable. But okay, girl. Or is it when you put 2 + 2 together and you look at the timeline and realize that Charlissa had just given birth to their second son in March, which you said is around the time where he started to act weird and funny? Maybe that's the reason why he pulled away from you and y'all stopped talking and for that period of time, because he just had a newborn son with his girlfriend, baby mama. Maybe that was the reason why. But hey, that's just me thinking and using my brain. And let's talk about the Paris trip, because when I did my first video exposing all of this, I combed Jazzy's page from top to bottom, because you all know I like to do my due diligence with bringing facts and truths, right? And when I initially looked at the Paris video and photographs that she posted, I do not remember it being captioned this. They knew I was coming, but they didn't know how me and Darius took over Paris something serious. I do not remember this caption being this way, because I would have pointed it out in my first video. Now, this is allegedly, this is just where my mind is. I personally think that she went back and changed the caption. I could be very much wrong, but that is what I think, okay? And it also is suspicious to me, even if the caption did say this, if y'all were in a relationship, he's flown you out to Paris and all of this, that, and the third. And according to you, the first year of y'all talking, you said that you felt as if he was identifying as a single man. Then why was there no photographs of y'all together? Your whole collage was just photographs of you and of Paris. I would think if a man is going to pay all that money to take me out the country, that he would at least want to show the world, you know what I'm saying, that I'm really digging this woman and, you know, all of that. And then it was very weird to me that y'all supposedly went on this trip to Paris in around February is when you said, but the photographs weren't posted into April. Just a little weird to me. You know, normally people don't post trip photos a month and a half, 2 months later. I'm just saying, it's given very much to me. Once again, you was on the low and he couldn't take pictures with you because he was in a relationship with somebody else. And once again, I do not believe that this was the initial caption of this collage of memorabilia from your vacation. And I don't know about y'all, T Squad, but remember she told Carlos that they didn't even start messing with each other until January 2023, right? Well, January 31st, 2023, she posted this photograph of herself at the Arrowhead Stadium that said, "Everything is personal unless we're doing business," with a football emoji, a heart emoji, and hashtag Miss 47. You're already saying that you're his missus after only maybe a few weeks of talking to each other. It's just weird. It's giving, once again, very much that you've been in the picture, because that would look very thirsty and doing the most. And I would think that would scare a man for somebody I only been talking to a few weeks, according to you, to already be saying that she's Mrs. number 47. It just, what? It's giving stage 5 clinger. And then on February 13th, 2023, she posted "Big win" or "Big one," however you put it, trophy and a heart emoji. "I'm proud of my love. What a blessing it is to play for the winning team. 2 for him, first Super Bowl for me," with a football and then ring emojis. Once again, I would be scared. And if I'm a football player and somebody's doing all of this after only a month of dating, I would be like, oh, this chick is she after me for my money, for my status? Because this is a lot for people to have just be talking for a month, according to her timeline. And you're already saying "my love" with ring emojis. It's giving very much somebody that has, once again, been talking to this man and not just on a friendly level, as she claimed. And let's not forget that when Carlos said what happened between January 2023 and December 2023, that he's taking Christmas pics with his children's mother, Jazzy responded, "January 2023, I go to the game and I meet his mama and his family. I stay a few days with him and I don't give up anything. End of February, we started being serious. By March, he took me to Paris for 2 weeks." So once again, according to your timeline, y'all didn't become serious until the end of February. But according to these posts, you were already calling yourself Mrs. number 47 and posting ring emojis. Make it make sense. Carlos then asked, "Are you in an exclusive relationship?" And she said yes. He asked her, "Did you ever go to his house?" She said, "Yes, for sure. I went to his house and his family's house. Darius and I have a very healthy relationship." Well, according to Charlissa, he was living with her. I asked her, "What time period did y'all live together in 2023? And she said April until this year when they broke up. I asked her also, did he have another place? Because she's saying she went to his house in 2023. She said he could have, but more than likely they were at a hotel. It also threw me off when she said that she and Darius have a very healthy relationship. Well, girl, if y'all relationship is healthy, then I guess all of mine in the past was spoiled rotten. Because what about this is a healthy relationship that you are engaged to a man that kept a whole child from you for a year along with his family? that you love to brag about so much. Girl. Carlos also said, was he truthful with you at the time that he had a baby? Jazzy said, absolutely not. He was not truthful. I said, is somebody pregnant? Is there something I don't know about? I don't want to be crazy, but I did have this dream, and he constantly reassured me that was not the case. But y'all got a healthy relationship. Okay. Carlos says, you asked this man if he had a baby on the way and he lied to your face and said no. Jazzy responded, well, Darius says that he didn't lie because the baby was already here. Girl, it was when she kept saying, Darius says. Darius can barely piece a sentence together. Why would you believe anything that come out of that man's mouth? Darius can barely talk, child. Girl, get out of here. So you guys, at this point of the video, I'm going to bring in my good Judy, my bestie, Sheridan, because she had a lot to say about the interview as well. Sheridan, say hi to the T-Squad.
Hey, y'all.
Okay, so at this point in the interview, friend, Carlos said, do you feel bamboozled by not only Darius, but his family as well? Jazzy said, according to them, they found out after he had found out. Now, she also said that he found out that Charlissa was pregnant with their second son, I guess a few months into the pregnancy. She, of course, says that this is not true, that he knew from the beginning and that his family also knew from the beginning of the pregnancy. What did you think about that part, friend?
I thought about that part the same thing I thought about all the parts. What? That was my thought the whole time. Carlos asked her a very clear, direct question. Do you feel bamboozled? And seeing as though she knew Charlissa had already done these interviews, a respectable answer would have just been yes, to then get her out of the foolishness, right? That would have been a great way to get you out. But then you continue to go to bat for this man. And I totally see why Bravo brought her on to be Robin 2.0. Yep. She is going to bat for a man, windmilling for him while he play his sports in the background, just like Juan.
You know, until she made that correlation to me yesterday, I didn't even put it together. But now that she has said it, I was like, she is Robin 2.0. Oh my God.
She just got a little money. That's the difference. When Robin first came on this show, she ain't have nothing. That's the only difference between the two of them, in my humble opinion.
Girl. So then Carlos said, when did you and Darius in 2023 decide to go your separate ways? Jazzy said, as about end of April, early May, we decided to go our own way. And that lasted until January 2024. Now, in my comment section, she said that the timeline is that they were broken up from June to December of 2023. So once again, the timeline has changed. But she says that they got back together in January 2024 and that they have been together ever since, and that he and the baby mama have not been in a relationship or anything of that nature. Well, Charlissa sent me over video proof that she and him were still in a relationship, dealing with each other up until the timeline that she gave me, which was until after the Super Bowl is when she broke up with him for good. But she sent me video proof of them spending his birthday together, which was January. Let's see, when was this man's birthday? His birthday is January 17th. She sent me video footage of them together on his birthday. I'm going to show the video right here. Cheers. Happy birthday. And here is proof also that this video was taken this year in 2024, because just a few weeks later at the Super Bowl, she had the same hairstyle. Here's another video that was taken on Christmas Day 2023 after the festivities, where Darius was at Charlisa's house.
What's on? Darius. Get your ass up. Get out of the bed like that. You're not up. I'm about to kick your ass. Get up.
Sheridan has saw those videos. So what do you think about all of that, friend?
So what it sounds to me is that Jazzy and this young man, baby, I can't even bring myself to say his name, because to me the cause and cure is you, sir. Anyway, it's a difference of a few weeks. So it sounds like he was acting all depressed with Jazzy, and at that time he went home to try to figure things out with Charlissa.
Girl, so Carlos then said he got back with his baby mama during this break y'all had. Jazzy says, I'm not sure if he got back with her, but I know that he took a picture in plaid pajamas during that time. Okay.
And I like Jazzy on Housewives. I don't like this, what you're doing, because it's very pick me stuff, and I hate that. Jazzy started out this interview by telling us to take notes, and I want her to take notes that when you become in covenant with a man who is a clown, then the clown rubs off on you. So because he has been a clown this whole time, now you're in the blog looking like a clown. You don't know if they broke up or not. You just know they put pictures in plaid pajamas. Jazzy, please stop. Please stop. It would just be better if she would just say, you know what? I don't know what that man was doing, but he's mine. She may have had him once, but I got him all the time. If she would just say that,
girl,
then it would help us look at her totally different. But her trying to minimize Charlisa's role in his life is where I'm going to continue to just be like, ugh, for her.
Yeah. It was Carlos then went on to say, were they intimate? Jazzy says only he can tell you that. She says that she turned him down when he reached out to her August 1st when he got re-signed to the Chiefs. And that from then on, from August till January, he was trying to woo her back. And she finally gave in January of 2024. And that by January 2024, he showed her proof that he was on child support. Now, in my interview with Charlissa, she said that he is not on child support. I asked her again yesterday, and she said, yes, he is in fact on child support for their second son, not for their first son. The only reason why she asked for child support for the second child is because of health insurance situation, because he wasn't doing what he was supposed to do. So it seemed to me that they didn't go through the court system, that they had a written agreement or something with each other for child support. Is that what you took from it, friend?
That's what I hope is happening. It honestly didn't make any sense to me, and I like Charlisa. But I was a bit confused. So I'm hoping, I think the term child support, because they're using that is official. That's not what you give me out of your pocket. That's official. So I need to know. Well, I really don't need to know, but it would make more sense to me if she were talking about him giving her a monthly stipend or a monthly payment for their second son because of that. But I want to point out something real quick, because we kind of danced past it real quick. You said that the day he got signed again, he comes back to Jazzy, right?
Mm-hmm.
It is so amazing because men will lead with different things, right? So With Charlissa, it seems like, or Charlissa, it seems like he leaves with his actual self, like she knows him when he's down, up, etc.
Mm-hmm.
But with a girl like Jazzy, he feel like he has to have it all together, and he only comes to her when he got a bag.
Mm-hmm. Because
That
he
is very
that's all
interesting.
she won't. Honestly, I feel like he knows what type of chick she is. She not gonna talk to
Mm-hmm.
anybody that ain't presenting themselves to have money.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah.
like I was telling you last night, I don't think the money is that long for real, to be honest with you. But I will say that yeah, I too was taken aback about the child support situation, because if you're going through the court system, you wouldn't just get child support for one child, you would get child support for both. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So, but you know, with this generation, if a dude is giving you money every month, they'll say, well, he giving me money for our son or whatever, that they consider that to be child support, child. Without,
I can't say that because the girl said, what's the girl?
she said that
Jazzy, I'm
she showed
sorry,
her
y'all.
proof. She didn't say what
The
type of
girl,
proof.
Jazzy said that he showed her proof.
Yeah, but she didn't say what kind of proof. She just said proof. He could have been showing her a bank statement showing how much money he give her every month.
Yeah, that's true. This is
You know what I'm
weird.
saying?
Mm-hmm.
So you just never know with that. But regardless. So then Carlos says, did he tell you about the Christmas photos? Jazzy says, yes, he told me he did what he could to make sure that he could see his sons. And this is what really pissed me off. Because why would you
Mm-hmm.
even repeat that? You shouldn't even repeat that to yourself alone in the dark, let alone to a world full of people, that you would even want to be with a man that would even say some shit like that. Because think about it. If he did in fact say that, what makes you think that he wouldn't try to say the same thing about you if y'all became in that predicament? And
No, Keisha. What if he said that, right? Because in these pictures, in one of the pictures, they are kissing.
oh, we're gonna
If
get to that in a second, because they haven't seen the other set of Christmas. Yeah, we're gonna
oh,
oh yeah.
okay. I thought that was public. I don't be knowing the difference, but
No, I didn't even really publicize it in that second video that I did it. So
okay.
you guys, when she said that he told her that he did what he could to make sure that he could see his sons, basically saying he sold her a dream, made her think whatever in order to, you know, spend time with his kids. So he went along with doing this family photo of Christmas pics in these pajamas. Well, that was just the first set of Christmas photos that they took in 2023. They actually took a whole nother set, a whole nother hairdo, outfit, everything. It
Mm-hmm.
wasn't even the same day. Okay. And in these photos, they're even more intimate than the first set. And as you can see on the screen, I will be showing you these photos. So you mean to tell me that he went and did two sets of family Christmas photos so he could do what he needed to do to see his kids? Even with that being said, even if that was true, that you took these family photos, why are you kissing her? Why are you hugging on her? If it was just to see your kids, it don't make sense. But continue, friend.
Now here's what I'm gonna say, because I'm only doing this because Jassie told us to take notes, so I want to make sure I take good notes. Okay, so um, Jazzy, sweetheart, and all the ladies who are listening, you know, we all see those, I hate this, baby mama, baby daddy relationships, right? Where low key the baby mama and baby daddy are still messing around even after the man gets married, etc.
Mhm.
So sis, Jazzy, sister Jazzy, come up to the front of the congregation real quick. If he has to kiss her in order to see his kids, what's he gonna say next?
Oh, I had to fuck her so they could come over
Yeah.
and spend the night with us.
So the kiss was cool. Cause
Girl.
what's the next step?
Hmm.
Jazzy, we're just taking notes, baby, because you told us to. I just want to know, what is the next step? What are we to tolerate? So if we are to take notes from you, we are to take inventory of the fact that this man can have a child that he hides. He can then go on a whim, be depressed, and go be with the mama of his children. Okay, when he's done with the depression, get some money, he can come back to us. Okay, and then we are together, and then because it's the holiday and he want to spend Christmas, forget the other days of the year. But specifically Christmas is the one because he only gonna see him 5 times out the year. But on Christmas, we have to kiss. We have to accept him kissing her in order to see the kids. He don't mind seeing them 360 other days out the year, but Christmas and the other 4 days he must see them. So they gotta kiss, and then we gotta accept that and get a ring. Those are the notes. I'm continuing to take them. Go ahead, Keisha.
Carlos then said, you now have seen that on January 1st, 2024, there is a video of them kissing. Jazzy says, again, I don't know what the dynamics of that relationship was. Once again, if you don't know what the dynamics of their relationship was, then why do you speak on it so much? And you put your stamp of approval on everything that this man has told you. But then when it comes to this kiss that they had when y'all was technically supposed to be back dealing with each other, you don't know the dynamics of their relationship. Well, obviously you don't know the dynamics of their relationship because it didn't just end at the kiss in January of 2024. Like I said, she spent his birthday with him. Mm-hmm. So where was you at? Mm-hmm. Okay. But all right.
Well, baby, this man got 9 lives, so apparently you can be in 2 or 3 places. Be in 2 or 3 places at one time. So he might have did breakfast and lunch with Charlisa and then dinner with this girl.
I mean, you know what? No, that's what they do though. So I mean, okay. She also says that she never saw Charlisa's social media page until recently because he told her they had each other blocked. And I call cappity cap on that because just as easily as I was able to find her, I know you had already found that girl on social media. None of her pages are private or anything else. If you knew her first and last name, then you knew her social media. So stop fucking lying.
You know what? I'm not gonna call cap. I'm gonna express a difference of opinion. That girl might not even know the girl last name. You know, I'm gonna be honest. Jazzy is so delusional. Okay, this man might have told her his baby mama name was Charlie Baltimore, like, and she's just like, oh, okay, like, she might not have seen the socials.
No, I don't believe that at all. I don't believe it. She the type of chick that want to know and see how the baby mama looks so she can brag.
For sure, because she said
it. Okay. Exactly. Like, girl, you knew who the fuck she was after you found out her name and you went and looked that damn girl up because you the type of chick that want to know what you up against. So stop. Then Carlos said Charlisa has said that she always gave him the option to leave the relationship after the first baby, but instead he chose to work things out. Jazzy says, giving the man the option to leave the relationship is definitely something confusing when I hear that. To me, it sounded like she was more so saying he could not be a father if he wanted. Now, in my interview, Charlisa said that the reason why she said that to him after her first pregnancy is because they had only been dating about maybe 5 or 6 months, and it did happen very quickly. And she had already been told by doctors that she wasn't going to be able to conceive, and she just didn't want to make it seem like she was there because of who he is and what he does for a living. So she said that she told him, like, hey, if you don't want to be a part of this, I get it. I'll do this on my own. I myself said that, and I was 17 when I got pregnant. So I don't understand why you would then equate that with her basically saying that he couldn't be a father to the child, even if he wanted to be. What?
Keisha, it's because tongue tied told her that.
I mean, I know that, but it's just like for you to have so much apparent common sense that you obviously don't have. It's like, how can you sit there confidently with that blazer on your shoulders and let this shit come out your mouth? And then another thing I want to point out is he was there the whole time. Why are you doing this interview by yourself? Why couldn't he speak up for his own self? Oh, because in actuality, allegedly, from what I heard and was told, he was texting Charlisa saying that he wanted this beef that's going on the internet to stop. He wanted it to end. I don't think he wanted no parts of that interview. But hey.
No, duh. Listen, not Charlisa, Jazzy told us the truth. Her and Carlos. Now, y'all know I interviewed Carlos earlier this year. If I'm right, I'm right. I guarantee you, because when you're dealing with celebrities and people of that caliber, see, first of all, Jazzy did this to try to get one up on Charlisa. That's number one. Mm-hmm. They filmed this after knowing about her interview with some other blogger, right? Mm-hmm. And so Jazzy said, "Oh, I'm gonna go on a bigger platform because I have a bigger platform, mm-hmm. and I'm gonna tell the truth." She booked this interview with Carlos, right? Or her truth. She booked this interview with Carlos. I guarantee you, one of them kept pushing the interview back the same day, but they kept pushing. Can you give me 5 more minutes? Can you give me 10 more minutes or whatever? She said Darius had just came home from practice, and she said, "Babe, can you help me with these lights?" They were not supposed to film this interview while he was at home.
So I missed that part.
Right. It was the dead end when she said, "Oh, he just got here from practice. That's why he's wearing this." Darius looked like he ain't want to be there.
Girl.
I guarantee you they were supposed to film it while he was in practice. And he came home, had to help her with them lights, and walked off. And that's when he was texting, in my humble opinion, texting Charlisa like, "I want this to end," because he knew when she saw this, it was going up again.
It was going up. It was going up. Wow.
That's my assessment of the timeline. That timeline made sense. You hear that, Jazzy? That's how you got to do the timeline to make it make sense.
Y'all, Sheridan is a whole shade tree. Okay? She is an oak tree in this bitch. Like, I have created.
She told us to say no, so I'm just trying to help her.
Woo, I have created a monster. So then Carlos says, "You and Charlisa met January 2024. You were in her seat and you politely got out of your seat to give it to her." Jazzy says, "What really happened is, to my understanding, Darius asked if the children could come to the game with his mother, and she refused because she knew that I would be there. I will bring my son to the game. Initially, he could have told her, no, Jazzy won't be there because he wanted his kids to be there. That was his main thing. He was like, let me say what I got to say, because at the end of the day, I want my kids here. I went to the game with his family. On the way to the game, his mom told me she was bringing the boys. No one told me that I had seats below them." Now, remember that part where I keep that part in your head, friend. Mm-hmm. On the way to the game, his mom told me she was bringing the boys. Okay. Well, first, before we circle back to that, I want to point out that a little bit of this was actually true in what she said, because Charlisa showed me a text message conversation that she had with Darius leading up to the Super Bowl. And as you can see on the screen, he says, "I can enjoy stuff like not always something." She says, "Darius, so her being there with
he said what?
I can enjoy stuff like not always something." Girl.
Okay.
I don't know. It seemed like, the top part was maybe cut off. No, it wasn't, because this is a whole bubble by itself. Okay, so nothing was cut off. All right.
Okay.
Darius, so her being there with you is okay. Laughing my fucking ass off. You're a wild individual. Have fun, baby. I'm so up off you. Talking about enjoying something, it's not always something. Right. You're funny as fuck. Please come get your shit out my place and do you. Now, I also want to point out that she told me this was, proof showing that he was living with her. Mm-hmm. He also says, take the truck too. I don't give a fuck. Ain't none of this shit worth it. None of it. You do shit to have control. I'm gladly moving on. So it seems to me at this point she had found out about Jazzy, and I guess maybe he had been lying to her or whatever. They were trying to still figure this stuff out. And at this point, it seemed to me that she got fed up and was like, look, nigga, I'm not going to be doing this with you. You can get your shit out of my house. You can have this car back. I don't give a fuck about none of that. He then responds and says, I don't do anything to have control. Let's get that settled now. I do everything genuinely, not for a reason when it comes to you. Then the next day, he reaches out to her and says, was you trying to come to the Super Bowl with the boys? Because I'm bringing them. He brought it up to her and asked her, was she coming with the boys? She says, we're good. Enjoy. He says, I'm bringing the boys, so don't even start. She says, they will not be attending, but thanks. He says, Cross should at least ain't gonna be there anyways. So I'm thinking maybe he was trying to say that she wasn't gonna be there. But not Jazz. Charlisa responded, what? And then the last part is, I want the boys there. So a little bit of that was true. She did say no, she didn't want to come with the boys or whatever after he asked her. So that's another lie, okay? That he told.
But also, listen, here's the thing. So I feel like a picture is trying to be painted of painting Charlisa as like a bitter baby mama. And my issue is this, honey. These are not 10 and 12-year-olds. They're toddlers.
Thank you.
You will not use my children as a photo op with your new girl. You won't. Until those kids aren't even old enough, not saying that Jazzy would do anything to them. Please don't misconstrue what I'm saying.
Correct.
But those kids aren't old enough to articulate, someone touched me here. So they're not going nowhere.
Or somebody was mean to me. And then let's be honest, like she said, she doesn't even have a great relationship with his family. So why would she send her toddler babies with his family?
Yeah.
No, we're not doing it.
Yeah.
Absolutely not. That's why she came to the game with her kids. Period. So after that, because I'm going to circle back around to what I just pointed out. Jazzy then goes on to say, she says, no one told me I had seats below them. So this nigga, once again, because I think that in that text message, he said she ain't gonna even be there no way. Having old girl think that, oh, she ain't gonna be there. So that's why she came with the boys anyway. So this nigga invited her anyway, but then tried to put her in a few seats ahead of them. And then you riding with this man, mama and them. And the mama and them so fucking fake that they ain't even telling you that you ain't even supposed to be sitting with them. Girl.
You want to know what is funny?
What?
It reminds me of two things. Number one, if this ain't Love and Marriage Huntsville, because this man mama is Marlene. If I never seen it in my life, it's Marlene, Ariane, and Melody all over again.
Remember in my interview, Charlisa said that she should have known better when his family, his mama or grandmother said, Darius can't do no wrong in our eyes.
Marlene.
Period.
Okay. And number two, the second thing it reminds me of is the Renaissance concert with Young Miami and Diddy.
Oh,
when he had his whole family. When he had his whole family in the section and she was just wandering around looking for a place.
It continues to get worse.
She
says, I noticed when the lady came up that she was looking like these are our seats. So I was like, oh, let me get up. So when she came, I texted the mom and was like, oh, that's the child's mom? You have to understand that 2 days prior to that at the Super Bowl, I found out not only did he have a second son, but by her. This entire time, I didn't even think she was a factor in his life. Okay, there's so much to dissect in this comment because how are you shocked when she walks up with the kids when the mama had already told you in the car that she was coming with the boys?
No, she was shocked at who Charlisa was.
Why would she be shocked?
Remember, she said allegedly that she had never seen her. So she texted him. I'm like, oh, that's her?
I would, if I'm in a car with this man, mama, and them, and they tell me, oh, by the way, Darius kid's mom is coming with the boys.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna be on ready and on go and on lookout to see, like, okay, who is she, where she, so when she walk up, I'm already on point.
Mm-hmm.
So she walk up with these kids, first of all, that you said you just found out about the second one 2 days prior at the Super Bowl. I'm so confused at this because I thought this was at the Super Bowl. What are you talking about?
I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe she means that because the Super Bowl is a whole lot of events. So maybe she means 2 days prior, like to the actual game. I don't know.
No, because we're going back to the photographs that Charlisa posted, and that was on the day of the game when they won.
Uh-huh.
So I'm confused about you just found out about this little boy 2 days prior. She then said she didn't know that the second son was by her. Do you believe that?
Baby, I believe anything this girl say Tongue Tie told her. He probably told her. I don't. Why wouldn't you figure out who the son was Battle?
She said, and I quote, this entire time, I didn't think she was a factor in his life.
Now let's pause here. We're gonna take some more notes. When a man has children, the mama is always a factor. So even if they had one, she's a factor. And I think it's weird that you thought they at least had one child and she was a non-factor. So it's given that you was gonna accept him not being what he was supposed to be.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, Jazzy. Girl, I keep looking at you sideways now. I'm trying to keep liking you.
And then remember, she's kept on saying that he's a great father when, according to Charlisa, she's never even spent time with her children. Now, it could very well be a situation where he's not supposed to have her around them kids and he has.
Either that or it don't have to be that. It could just simply be like if she's on FaceTime with him or on call with him and he's with his kids, or she's seeing him get, like, if they out and he buying stuff for the kids or is in consideration of the kids often, then you could assume that he's a good father without being around him and the kids. Like whatever picture is painted, it could be painted without her actually physically being there with the kids.
I hear what you're saying, but I think at that big grown over age, I'm not gonna just sit up here and say to somebody a good daddy because I seen him on FaceTime.
I'm sorry, what big grown over age?
Well, however old she claimed to be, because she claimed to be 30.
They're all kids.
Darius joins the conversation at the end, and Carlos confronts him online to Jazzy, and he says it was hard to tell her when I wanted to be with her. And she just sat there skinning and grinning. He says that he took the Christmas pic just to be with his boys. Mm-hmm. He says that they weren't intimate in December or January, him and Charlisa, which she says, of course, that is a lie, and that they had been intimate after that several times. And he said,
can we pause here, Charlisa? Then?
Oh yeah.
What? We gonna look at you too, because that is crazy. After knowing how he was doing you, not just with her, but throughout your first pregnancy, baby, I don't know how you had another one with him. But then to keep being intimate all up and through till April, all of y'all are. This is a Tyler Perry play.
Yeah, and like I told her, moving forward, leave that man alone. Because he don't mean you no good, her no good, or himself or any good. She says that she is done with him. She has cut off all of that between them and that they are strictly co-parents. She said she's moved on. She's dating somebody else. She's really happy with her life and with her boys. And that she said that she honestly didn't want to be involved in any of this but she was brought into it with the things that Jazzy was saying about her and the things that he was allowing her to say about her. And she just wanted the opportunity to tell her side of the story, because if you just base it on what Jazzy has said and what now Darius is saying, they are painting this picture that she's some thirsty stalker,
right,
stage 5 clinger, like baby mama. But even with that being said, it still doesn't add up, because if she's all of those things, why did he lay down and have another baby with her?
Oh, they do that all the time.
I mean, of course, but I'm just saying.
But I want, for real, Charlie. So, like, I know what you're saying. But I really pray that you have broken this soul tie, because I heard that you was going to church and stuff. So I really pray that you have broken this soul tie from this man, and not continue to make a fool out of yourself and allowing him to make a fool out of you, because that's all this is. At the point in which you then knew about her and you continue to, girl, you can't be the side chick to your own baby daddy. Both of y'all playing sides ping pong.
Yeah.
It's really ridiculous. So I hope you have truly broken this soul tie from this man, because Lord knows he ain't deserved to have it in the first place. He just going around riding in cars hollering at women.
Oh yeah, because we put the correlation that he got on both of y'all out in the street.
Like, what is going on? This man love to holler at a woman from a car. What is happening?
Well, Jazzy was standing waiting on the Uber, and him and his friends was walking out of wherever. So, and then remember, she said he got in the car with her, and the Uber with her.
Yes, like, are y'all okay? And both for Jazzy too, she was doing the take note, y'all. I didn't sleep with him. I feel like, okay, as the resident abstainer around here, I feel like, Jazzy, you might have been throwing shade at that point, but neither one of y'all for real gave it up that fast, and even still, that was too soon. This man ain't deserved cookies from neither one of y'all.
Well, remember, after he flew her out one time, she was madly in love.
All it takes is a little Paris, honey.
A little trip, child, and she was in love, honey. But
it was her saying he was in love too. I said, girl, okay.
Okay. But you know what? Before we end this, I really want to make it a fact, because we've gotten on Jazzy enough. Jazzy got her own issues and demons that she got to work out, and we still got a whole another half of this season where the ladies are going to be questioning her about her situation. And at this point, nobody believes anything that comes out of her mouth. She has made an absolute complete fool of herself behind this illiterate ass man. Charlisa has made a fool out of herself also when it comes to him. But I'm praying and hoping to God that when she says that she is done, and that she continues to be a good mom to them boys and move on with her life, because I really like her and she is a sweet young lady. But I really want to focus on this man, because he is the centerpiece to all of this madness. Okay. First of all, he's 28 years old. Nobody should be taking him serious. Nobody. Okay. He had his first kid when he was 25 years old. I wouldn't even taken a man like him serious. Well, first of all, he ain't even no man. Let's be honest. He is a little boy. The way he was even sitting in that interview, it was like she was the mama and he was her teenage son coming in from school. And
because he didn't want to be there.
And it was the Carlos, yeah, ask him, Carlos, ask him, have my back. You knew him so well. You trust everything that comes out of his mouth. This boy is a kid. He is a child. He is a liar. Okay. And nothing about him screams honorable or good or healthy, as you said, that y'all are in a healthy relationship. Healthy word, bitch. Healthy word. This boy can't even piece a sentence together. They asked him on the episode, Giselle, how did you like going to the White House? And what did that boy say? He said something about his helmet. He didn't say nothing about. But I want you to speak some more about him and give a biblical word.
You know what? Honestly, I think that it just dawned on me something about Jazzy and him. Hopefully, this is a situation where um, I think she's taking inventory of what's going on. She was real strong in the comment section. She's very strong. But at the end of this interview, she kind of nodded to the fact that this man lied to her. And so I think that Darius in the future, because he has now been embarrassed enough, um, I think that he will grow up eventually. It might take him getting out of the league, for him to grow into a man. But I want us ladies as women, like, be clear. When you see someone who is displaying this type of behavior, don't go in covenant with it.
Mm.
Don't say, well, he could change. Well, he spent this amount. Well, he did this. He's wooing me. What else
Remember
would
she
he
said
do?
you don't play about her.
Baby, he's been playing lotto with you.
Girl.
You have been the highest bidder. So I think for him, I pray, Paul said in the scripture, you know, when I was a boy, I did childish things. But when I
Ooh,
became a man, he said,
sweet.
I walked as a child, I talked as a child. But when I became a man, I put away childish things. And Darius, now that you are a father,
Mm.
I
Mm.
pray that it's time that you understand that it's time to put away childish things. I'm sure that because you like women and you're in football, so I'm sure you are hypersexual, hyper wanting to be with a woman, and I understand that. But at some point, because you have now started to create a family, really two of them, it's really time to put away childish things. But I will say, when you do clownery,
Mm.
the clown comes back to bite. So while you were playing with Charlisa, now look at Jazzy. Now Jazzy looked like a fool, right? But she's also making you look like one. Her saying, ask him, Carlos, see what it say. Bring him out here. He wasn't supposed to be in that interview. You bring him out here. It gave me Tina Campbell.
Oh.
Teddy cheated on her, and she brought him on national TV, did a full tour and everything, and talked about what he did. Because I'm not going to live with this hurt alone.
Mm.
Now you're going to be embarrassed too.
Mm.
So I hope he's enjoying his reciprocity. This is not going to be the end of you reaping the things that you have sown.
Mm.
Because see, you wanted to be with Charlisa. I feel like you wanted your cake and you wanted to eat it too.
Mm-hmm.
And when you see Charlisa walk down that aisle with another man taking care of your kid, you're gonna be sick. Right now, it's all good because the ball is in your court.
Mm-hmm.
But when those consequences come crashing down, honey, I want y'all to be on TV so I can see it. And that's what we're gonna say on that. I hope everybody who is watching has been taking notes and knows not to join in relationship for real with the clown. At some point, when the man has lied about his offspring,
Mm.
what you think he gonna do with you as a rib?
Oh, 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 oh.
If he can stand to see his seed not acknowledged, what do you think he's going to do with you as a rib? Let's be for real. So yes, everybody take notes. We don't want to end up in this position.
I'm about to start shouting.
We don't want to end up in this position like Robin 2.0, caping for a man who's watching us fight, watching us get dirty,
Came
watching
so
us
much
be
for him that
embarrassed
she lost her
while he
job
remains
behind.
unscathed. Say it
What I
again.
just said. Capped for
What?
him so much that she lost her job behind him. Don't be so much of
Woo!
a fool that you fuck up your opportunity because you
And
already
not
know
just
he
a
on shaky
fool.
grounds as far as his career.
Yes,
Hmm.
both of them. A fool who can't keep a job.
And then I want to hit on before we go, friend, about women like Jazzy who feel like when they come into a situation like he will never do that to me, couldn't be me, because they have such high self-esteem, they think that they the shit, whatever the case may be, and they look down on the baby mama or try to disparage the baby mama or the ex or whatever, not realizing, or maybe they do, I don't know, that the same disdain or whatever you're throwing out to her, it's about to be you if it's not already you.
First of all, Jazzy said at the end of this interview, she said basically that Charlisa has to realize that she's on a show where these women were coming for her and she was just trying to fight her way out of the corner. And I think that as women, when we use another woman as a shield, okay, that's going to come back on you tenfold. Now, I don't wish that on her, but one thing I know for sure is that you cannot build a happy home off of another woman's pain.
Ooh!
That I know for sure.
That's the thumbnail title.
Amen. That I know for sure. So when you do stuff like that, you got to be careful, baby. You got to be careful. Here's the thing. I would have rather you say to those women, you know what? We were young. It doesn't matter what the past was. I'm here for the future. How the fact that you uncovered his kid's mother and the fact that he allowed you to do it says more about him and you than it ever will say about Charlize.
And then it was when she lied and said that she never meant to disrespect her or anything like that. When you just did it a week ago in my comment section, you was trying to play her and make comments.
Right. I think I think that she wanted so bad to be, to be that girl that she just wanted to throw somebody under the bus and get the heat off of her. Mm-hmm. And Jazzy, baby, it was not the proper way to do that. I don't think you intentionally wanted to disrespect her, but she was collateral damage for you to build your crown on this show, to build you a champagne flute. I think that was that. But just be careful, baby, because you have to reap what you sow. And that's it. Girl, did you see what happened to the first Robin? Do you want to be the next one?
Y'all let me know down below in the comment section what you thought about Jazzy's interview with Carlos. What do you think about the receipts and the tea and our thoughts and opinions on the interview? Let's talk about it down below. This will be my last and final video on the topic, because Charlisa is done and I am done. We already see what it is at this point. I'm looking forward to tomorrow night's episode. If you guys are not following Sheridan on social media and her YouTube channel, Sheridan, let them know where they can find you.
Okay, you guys can follow me on Instagram, on TikTok, and YouTube at Sheridan S. Davis. I would love to have you guys.
Yes, she has some great interviews up right now, some scandalous interviews, okay? So make sure y'all check those videos out. I love you guys. Please make sure to thumbs up this video, subscribe to my channel, and turn on your post notifications so you know my videos drop. I love you, I love you, I love you, and I will see you on the next one.